Welcome back to Broken Bobby's transformation page. In the late 80s, I became involved with drugs and would eventually become part of that lifestyle of trafficking, addiction, and violence. Over the next 20 years, I would be in and out of jail and prison. If you're thinking about trying something or you're dealing with addiction, your life don't need to go down the same path mine did. I hurt a lot of people, both physically and emotionally. These are my stories of how I transformed my life, and you can too. Let's get.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see by the title and the thumbnail, the Surenos move on their own, an LA County jail story. So this is got to be around 2000. I'm obviously in LA County jail, and I'm on the 9,000 floor. I'm not in 9,500 this time. I'm in a different dorm. Might have been like 9,300, or I don't recall a lot of details on it, but I was on the 9,000 floor. And basically, occasionally they'll offer recreation on the roof. And literally, that's what it is. Like, you go up to the roof. And it's kind of like in the thumbnail, that bigger picture behind the chain link fence. That's sort of the layout of the roof. As I remember it, there's like a basketball court on one end, and like a few tables. There's some phones out there, drinking fountain, somewhere to use the restroom. Not a huge area, but not a small area either. Okay, so if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, drop a comment, and if I have any details wrong, definitely let me know so I can correct the record. Share the video. It helps the channel to grow, and it helps to get the message out of sobriety, which is basically what we talk about on this channel. And hit that notification bell so that anytime I drop a new video or I go live, you will be notified and you can check it out when you're ready. Also hit all on that notification bell so that you'll be notified. Also, you can become a member of the channel. Hit that join button and select a level of membership. And to be honest with you, that's the best way to support the channel. So if you support Broken Bobby and the Broken Bobby movement, then yeah, that's a great way to support it. So I'm in, I want to say it's like 9,300. I remember there was the wood that had the keys. There was a few of us in this one, not like 9,500 where we had decent numbers, but there may have been 4 or 5 of us in there, and there was a wood. Well, I'm not sure. Basically, he was a white guy that had the keys, and he was probably somewhere in his 20s. Very athletic looking dude, had a bunch of political ink. He had Roman numerals of 23 going across his chest. And, you know, at this time I was still pretty naive to what a lot of this stuff meant. So I didn't exactly understand what that meant. I would go on to figure it out, obviously, as time went on. But, you know, they called for roof, for rec time, basically. And I think I hit the roof. Out of all the times I went to LA County Jail, I may have hit the roof twice, maybe 3 times out of several years off and on of being in LA County Jail. So it wasn't very often that you got a chance to go up there. But on this particular day, they were calling for roof, and the homie that had the keys for our dorm basically said it's mandatory roof. I was planning to go anyways. I was tired of being in that dorm. And so we all went up there. People are doing different things. And, you know, some people go play basketball. If there's a handball available, they may play some handball off the wall. Uh, some people are exercising, getting in the rutina, uh, all kinds of different stuff going on. Some people will go get on the phone and, like everybody's kind of got their own thing. And you've got, blacks kind of kicking it over here, Southsiders kicking it over here, and some woods over here. And I think there may have been a couple of others, like an Asian and a Samoan, that were out there. But kind of the way it works, you come out there, and I don't quite recall whether it was just our dorm or if maybe there was more than one dorm that was let out. But there were definitely some people out there I didn't know. So typically when you go out, if you're in the mix or trying to be in the mix, you're shaking hands, you're getting to know people, you're introducing yourself, and this is kind of what goes on. So Southsiders over there getting their burpees on. We kind of did the same, but on our own, like we weren't a part of their group, and yards going on, So the shot caller for the woods tells me, hey, when they get ready to recall the yard, stay away from the Southsiders because they're going to have something going on over there. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like I said, I was pretty naive at that time, so no idea what that even meant really. I figured somebody's going to get beat up or something, and it is what it is. So we're out there for a while. It seemed honestly like we were out there for a really long time. I would imagine it was a couple of hours, but we're out there. They're calling. I want to say yard recall, but I know that's wasn't the reference they use. That's more of a prison thing. But basically, they're calling us in. Uh, line it up. We're going to be going in basically, and a commotion breaks out over in the Southsiders area. And now, keep in mind, like I had never seen a removal at this point, and especially a removal of weapons. And I'm probably, I don't know, maybe 30 feet away from what's going on. And they're hitting this guy with weapons, basically. It's like a 2 or maybe a 3-on-1. And dude's doing his best to fight back. I mean, at that point, it's your survival instincts kick in. And, I've seen people that try to run away from it. There ain't nowhere to run to, though. And these guys get on him, and they, a couple of big boys. The victim in this was he was an older gentleman, and what I mean by older, probably mid-40s. You could tell he'd been around, veterano type, big old brochure and a bunch of ink, and he'd been around. As far as I know, he was a very respected individual in I mean, as far as I know, what do I know? Like, I didn't know the guy, but it seemed like, because he was in my dorm, and it seemed like I don't know if he was in a position of power, or maybe like a right hand to the position of power, but yeah, they got on this guy and it got ugly. And I remember him saying, "Why are you doing this to me?" As he's trying his best to fight back. And eventually they would get him on the ground. And like I said, this was the first time that I had seen something like this up close and personal while incarcerated. Like, I've seen people get shot and stuff, but like, it's a whole different animal when you're incarcerated and you're watching somebody's life basically get taken, which is what I'm assuming happened. Because at by the time they were by the time they were able to start breaking it up, like they were just on him, hitting him, and I remember thinking to myself, "Wow, that seems like overkill. Like, dude's done already." But it wasn't my business, and it's you know not it's not my business. So uh, later on, word going around was that dude was unalived, and the only thing that I heard in regards to it, because like I said, it was none of my business, was that he made a promise to somebody that was important, and he didn't follow through on it when he was out on the streets. And like I said, I don't know. I don't have any inside baseball on that, but the way it was, I was educated in this from this situation by the big homie that was in that dorm was, if you are affiliated with, you know, people that are part of these prison organizations, and you make parole and you tell them, hey, I'm going to do this for you, or they ask you a favor, hey, can you do this for me? And you agree to it, then you damn well better agree to it, or something like this could happen to you. And I don't want to speculate as to if that's what happened, but that was the what was floating around amongst our circles. And like I said, it was none of our business, but it's a lesson to be had for sure. So, uh, I mean, I can still see dude's face and all the blood and gore, and like they were just poking holes in this guy left and right. And you would think that when I got out of jail that time, I would have got my life together, but that wasn't how Broken Bobby did things. I have to bump my head a whole bunch of times before I can figure anything out. And eventually I would, but I guess the message of this video is, if, we don't allow ourselves to be compromised into positions where we're incarcerated because of our bad behavior, then we won't have to worry about seeing these things or having these things happen to us. And they happen to good homeboys all the time, unfortunately. So, I hope everybody's had a great week. We're about to get this weekend started. We'll more than likely be going live tomorrow night. So be on the lookout for that. Uh, Family, fitness, and freedom are the things that help me get my life together, and they can help you as well. And you won't have to worry about being in situations like this one that I was. Uh, you know, it's life isn't easy, right? But life's a lot harder when you're incarcerated or behind them walls. So, you know, it's just, set that foundation, have a good support group, and don't allow yourself to start backsliding. If you have some sobriety and you're slowly but surely dropping your guard and uh, not sticking to the strict standards that help you to get sober, then find a meeting or something, or get a sponsor. Do whatever you need to do. Sponsors and meetings aren't for everybody. Like I said, I don't do meetings and all that stuff anymore, but that's how I got started. That's how my foundation was laid. And I have a great support group around me, and with their assistance, I've been able to do this thing, and you can do it as well. So, don't look at the mountain, just start climbing.